Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Hello. Hey, it's Becky from Power Tools with Thread. You are in our Stitchuation room. Got a little bit different angle today. I am coming to you from my desktop computer. So I have got my iPad right next to me here. So I'm watching to see what you guys see. So it's weird because there's a delay. I need to not pay attention to that and just look at you guys right here. So great to see everybody. Let's do our Fredo fix, if we shall. Okay. You want to come over here, Fredo, so everybody can see you? There you go. Good girl. Yeah, come here. Good girl. Sweet baby. Sweet baby. What a good girl. There you go. Oh, sweet girl. Good girl. Okay, you guys got your Fredo fix for the morning. Okay. Look at her girlish figure. Looking good, right? Great to see everybody here this morning. Yay, Fredo. Everybody's saying good morning, sweet baby. She's going to stretch and go lay down. You know, that was strenuous, right? My whole point of having the iPad here was to be able to see what you guys see, because I'm going to be sharing my screen and doing some things, and I want to make sure with the way StreamYard, my streaming service works, it's kind of hard to look back at what you guys are doing. So I need a monitor here so I can see what you see. Yesterday, someone had asked me about what kind of batting I like to use in a table runner. And this is the runner that Carolyn Poley gave me. She made it for me. She has Jelly Rolls to Go on Etsy and her own shop. And this is it. And this matches the fabric that I made the quilt for in our motorhome. This matches perfectly. This is Williamsburg is the name of the line. And I just love it. And she just did a simple, this is a log cabin block. And the way she put them together, they turned out just beautiful. But I want you to see the drape. See how nice and soft that is, and it's not real lumpy bumpy. So this is Pellon's 987F in here. And this is the backing from the same line. All right. And then it quilts up beautifully. Okay. But I like the drape. It's not so thick that if you put a cup on it, like a glass or even a wine glass, it's not going to, if you have a stemmed glass, it's not going to wobble. So that's really nice. This is that Pellon 987F. I don't know. She might have eventually fused it. She puts the fusible side to the back. And I can't tell if she fused it or not. I don't think she did. So that's just what she used. Now they make a 977 also that does not have fusible. If you can find that, it's kind of the same weight. Okay. So, all right. There is a slight delay on the iPad. I noticed that too. Not too much now, I can tell. I came on a little bit late, but now that I'm walking, now that we're rolling, I can see it. So tell Fredo you're sorry you missed her this morning. Oh, did you miss her, Bernadette? Well, she's right here. She's right here. Did you get in a little late and you missed her? Let me pick up the camera off the top. There she is. There's your Fredo love right on the mat in front of my long arm. Wherever I put that mat, that's where she's going. All right. Also wanted to share with you, a lot of you may or may not know. Matter of fact, let me pull up this Facebook page so you guys can see who. Let me see here. Let me see. There she is. Okay. So some of you may know Linda Sunny Fox. She goes by Sunny. She's Linda Fox. She's a phenomenal machine embroiderer, and she's a retired Navy Master Chief. And Kathy, the recommendation for batting is Pellon's 9877. Oh, for a wall hanging. You can use whatever you want. Okay. So anyway, Linda does machine embroidery. It's incredible what she does. And let me show you who she is. I'm going to share my screen and let you guys see. So there is her Master Chief, her little fox. Her last name is Fox. And there she is there. She's a runner. She's been on the cover of Runner's World magazine and all of this. So there. Okay. So I just wanted to show you guys. That's the money she finds while she is out running. And then she donates that. So there she is doing her thing. Okay. So she does incredible work. And all kinds of embroidery and sewing and whatnot. So multi-time cancer survivor. And you guys have been so nice. And after her last surgery, you guys sent her all kinds of stuff, gifts, and she gets so much support from the Power Tools with Thread world. She sent me a card to share with you guys. So let me open this up just a little bit. She made the envelope too. That's pretty cool. The way it's embossed. Can you see the embossing on there? Isn't that beautiful? She's so talented. Oh my goodness, she's talented. So here it is. And it's a little fox in snowflakes. Didn't that come out beautiful? You can tell the embossing is the same around the outside of the card. And inside, it says, to all my PTWT buddies, friendship cannot be touched. It is felt with the heart. Happy Thanksgiving. Love, Sunny. So that is for all of you from her. If she sent every one of you a card, she'd be broke, spend all her retirement, couldn't buy running shoes or thread. Okay. And the little note in here says, I got to get my glasses. I have my glasses right here. Hold on. All right. The little note says, would you show this on your morning show to tell all the to show all the PTWT members from me? Grateful for all the cool stuff people send and notes with a smiley. So there's your little note from Linda telling me what to do. So thank you, everybody. That is just such a beautiful card. It says made by Sunny on the back. So very, very nice to share with the thousands of you that have sent her cards and notes and Facebook messages for words of encouragement and all of that. So very, very nice. So, okay. Today I had wanted to digitize the angel on the Merry Christmas quilt. I was going to do that with you guys because if I don't do it with you guys, I won't get it done. That's just crazy. All righty. It's so silly busy this time of year, isn't it? It's just nuts. That's why I'm sitting here at my desk. You can see the Merry Christmas quilt right there. There's the blocks of it that were sitting behind me during our lives the other day, yesterday. And the angel, okay. Wow, I got papers everywhere. Here's the angel right here. Okay. She's got pretty little wings and a halo. I am able to fit that block into a 9x14 hoop. For those of you that are new, this is part of the snap-applique process. Now, snap-applique is where you can do applique and a snap for quilt patterns that were never designed to be applique. They might be if you've got pre-cut pieces, but this is a quilting pattern. It's an applique quilt pattern, but it was never designed to be an embroidery design. I'm sorry, I misspoke. Never designed to be an embroidery design. And I like to take the applique pieces, the pattern, and convert those into a machine embroidery design. So I have weeks ago scanned in all of the pieces. This is from Amy Bradley Designs. I've got a link below to Amy Bradley Designs, and she has a code PTWT10 for 10% off for my viewers for all of her patterns. She makes adorable, adorable quilt patterns. Those of you that were with us in Earlier this year, we made the Happy Halloween quilt, which is hers. That was a huge success. A lot of fun for everybody involved. So I have scanned both of these pages into the Brother Scan and Cut. Can it be done on a Cricut or Silhouette? There's a way. I don't know how. Okay, but it's difficult, and I just bite the bullet and get a Scan and Cut, you guys. So, all right, because the Silhouette, I know there's a way to do it. You have to print out a calibration page and calibrate your phone, and then take a picture with your phone and upload it into their software. Make sure the scaling doesn't change. It's a whole rigmarole that is crazy. But the idea of doing this is to be able to have the Scan and Cut convert the image that it sees when you scan it in to an FCM file. And that FCM file is identical to an SVG file, which is a cut file. And that more commonly in our crafting world, you hear the term SVG, which is scalable vector graphic, meaning no matter how big you make it or how small you make it, it never loses its resolution. Okay. So also in the pattern, you get placement sheets, and the placement sheet just shows you how the pieces need to go and how they need to fit, which is very nice. A lot of folks don't do that. So these were on 2 pages because they won't fit on one. All right. And what I did, you have to scan this in too, is I just overlapped, kind of looked at it and overlapped the halo. Make sure I got the halo just right. And then scanned it in like this. Now, when you scan in these placement designs, you scan this into and you save it to a USB. On the Scan and Cut, I've got a video that shows how to do this. Okay. But on the Scan and Cut, if you're just starting, the ghost video for Happy Halloween goes baby step by baby step, and it explains every little thing. But we're doing a quick overview right now. So these you scan to cut data, meaning you're going to create a cut file from this so you can cut out your applique pieces. And this one, your placement sheet, you scan to a USB because it saves as a JPEG. Okay. It saves as a picture. This saves as cut data. This saves as a picture. 2 different animals. All right. Are we good? I think we're good. Oh, Dave's on vacation for a month. Nice. Nice. Kind of like being in the military, getting those 30 days off, right? There you go. Austin Lizzie is doing handwork while she's listening. That's the whole point of this daily quilting retreat, so that stitching retreat, if you will, so that we can just hang out together. And you've got some stitchy talk going in the background while you're doing your thing. Okay. Let's see here. Let me do this. Okay. Was the angel application, the angel pattern is Amy Bradley? Yes, absolutely. Let me show you Amy Bradley designs. Let me show you her website so you can see. Some of you who are quilters, the name may not ring a bell, but because you're not a nerd like me, but when you see her work, you're going to say, oh, I've seen that. So here's the Merry Christmas quilt right there. A lot of you may have seen the Happy Sewing Tree. Okay. And this one's adorable. Oh my goodness. These are meant to be just applique patterns. This one is real famous right here. The Rippity Doodah. Let me pull this up. Isn't that cute? That's just adorable. So I saw this going around on a bag at the Houston Quilt Festival. That was really, really cute. And then Quilt Squad is a famous one. Every time I go over it, they go away. But this is the big one that she is famous for. I know you guys have seen this in quilt shops all over the world. The Quilt Diva. This is a beautiful, fun wall hanging. And unfortunately, this gets swiped quite a bit by scammers, putting this image on other things like t-shirts and whatnot to sell. So this is an Amy Bradley design. And let's go back. And I want to see, did I see Happy Halloween on this page? I don't think I did. She sells kits for this stuff. And, oh, look, an enamel pin. I love it. I want to find Happy Halloween. This one right here, the Quilt Town wall hanging pattern, I'd love to make that. That is cute, but that's a labor of love for sure, right? Definitely a labor of love on that one. But let's see, where is Happy Halloween? There's her pumpkins. Look at all this stuff. She has tons and tons. Where's Happy Halloween? Is it gone? Let's search. There he is. Right there. This is the one we made last spring, summer. We started in March, and there were hundreds, thousands of these patterns being made using the snap-applique method. So this was the Amy Bradley design for that. Okay, so that's who we're playing with today. All right. Okie doke. So the issue with the Quilt Diva pattern. Quilt Diva has a lot of overlapping and underlapping. Overlapping, not such a big deal. Underlapping is a big deal. And which is exactly what we had going on with the antlers for the reindeer for this pattern. So a piece, instead of it being completely stitched down and another piece right on top of it, you stitch down part of it and a piece underlaps it. And the first piece goes over the second. And then it goes under the second piece, and you've got overlapping and underlapping. And there's a same with that sewing tree, the Christmas sewing tree. She's got what is it? The tape, measuring tape. That's what it's called. Yeah, I sew. I know what it's called. It goes over and under through that tree. You have to cut it and make it into separate pieces, and it's a nightmare. So I do not advise that for the faint of heart. I haven't even wanted to try Quilt Diva myself. It's really, really a hard pattern. Okay. So what I want to do now is go ahead and digitize the, I want to digitize the angel. And so what we're going to do, look at, this is why I ordered my fabric before I told y'all about it. Oh, sorry. Okay. So I'm going to jump over to Brother Canvas. Now I want to show you guys. I wonder if I can. So this is something I have yet to figure out how to do on StreamYard. I'm going to share my screen. Let me go to entire screen. I'm not sure if I can share this because of the audio. Oh, there we go. Also share system on. Well, no, that's not it. So let me not talk for a second and see what I can do. Oh, I know. I'll turn off my speakers. I don't need to have my speakers. I can hear myself. So let me share this. Let me see. I can't. It's not working. Let me go to window. That's not working. I want to share entire screen and share, and it's not letting me. So, oh, the browser has blocked my screen. Click the screen icon on your address bar to allow access, then reload the page. All right. Well, let me show you this first. I don't want to drag you guys around here. All right. So there are two different versions of Brother Canvas, and I want to show you the difference. Okay. So there is the online version, because this gets people so confused. Here's the online version. And how do I know it's online? Because it has a browser bar up here in the top, and it says canvasworkspace.brother.com. If it's a .com, That's the online version. You're on the internet to get to this one. Okay. So let me stop sharing that. Now, the other one is a download version. Download meaning you're going to download it from the internet and you're going to use it on your home screen. And this is the one that you use that you don't have internet. Okay. So if you're on the cruise, this is the one you want to install. I'm going to go to present and share screen. Let's go to Mr. Google. All right. So on Google, I'm typed in Brother Canvas download. So the very first one that comes up, I told it to search Brother Canvas download. The very first one that comes up is Canvas Workspace, but look at the thing. There's canvasworkspace.brother.com. That's the online version. Then we go down to the second one, Brother USA. And if I click download Canvas Workspace for PC or Mac OS, which is Mac operating system, and I click that, let me see. I'm watching on my monitor to see if you guys can see the same screen. Yes. It says click here to download. All right. So you're going to click that and it's going to ask you which model of scan and cut do you have? All right. So I'm going to go through here and I'm going to find the one that I have, the 330. I have the 325. So you click this. It wants to know where you live. So your language or whatever's right. Okay. So then US, Canada. Select my country of origin. I'm going to tell it US English. That's to get your language right. And then let's see. Search by product, search by category. Why did it go here? Let's see. Search by product. And did I do that right? I don't think that's right. Why do you have to make this so hard? Let's click by downloads. All right. I'm just going to search Canvas. This shouldn't be this hard. Oh, darn it. I see why you guys get frustrated. Okay. So did you see what I did there? Let me go back. It has click in the downloads, recently selected, click. I'm just doing this on the fly with you guys. Okay. I didn't practice it. Click your model of scan and cut. And now you can get the download. Here it is for either Windows or a Mac. You have to choose what version of Windows you're using and a Mac and click OK, and your download will start. Now you click that. Here we go. We've got machine software. That's not what I need. Canvas Workspace. That's what I want. So the software for this is for your scan and cut. This is your Canvas Workspace. Okay. All right. I'm going to click this. And right here, you have to agree to the end user license agreement and download. And when you do that, you're going to get a download pop-up window over here, and then you'll get your canvas and you can set it up. You guys can't see that. That's a pop-up window. I have been begging for my streaming service to allow me to show you guys pop-up windows. All right. So if you're going on the cruise with us in May, or you are going to be attending any of the events that I teach, you need to download that version of Brother Canvas so that you can use it where we're at. Even if you have the internet on your phone and you want to share it with your machine and all that, you need to make sure all that works before we get going, because dealing with people's computer issues takes up the whole class, and I don't want to do that. How do you find your operating system? See, tech challenged. Yeah. How do you find your operating system? You can go to YouTube and in the search bar, type, how do I find my operating system? And a load of videos will come up and show you how to do that. Okay. Okay. Do you need a card or something to get your 325 to talk to your computer? Or is it just necessary if you have your Brother Baby Lock machines? Dee Dee. So The 325 does not talk to the computer. What that card does, it came with your machine. There is a card that came with your machine that has a code, and it talks to your router on your internet. It allows internet connectivity. It's not computer to computer to scan and cut wirelessly, and it's not scan and cut to embroidery machine wirelessly. They don't, okay. The point of that code on that card that came with your scan and cut is to connect your scan and cut into your home network. Okay. So if your embroidery machine, brother embroidery machine, and your scan and cut are on the same network, then you can use the My Connection feature if you have an embroidery machine that has that. I know it's confusing. It's very confusing. If you don't, I get it. You don't have to have a brother embroidery machine to use a scan and cut. It works with every home embroidery machine, okay? Because there's no direct connection between them, except if you have the My Connection feature. That's what makes it so confusing, and I'm sorry. Okay. So here we are, half an hour in, and I haven't even got over to Canvas yet. So let's just go there, and I'm going to get this show rolling because I'm going to use the online version. So I have it in My Projects, and I've got to find my letters blocks that I scanned in, or the angel blocks. The last thing I did was the letters. There's my angel right here. So when you hover over it, you get edit this project or download. Right now, I want to go in and edit the project. Now, I made the mistake when I scanned it in. See, if you're following along on the side, here are the 2 pages that I scanned in. All right. And I scanned them in one on top of the other on a 24-inch mat. So that's why they look like this. Now I made a mistake on here and I told it to find outside only instead of inside outside. So what happened was this is the outside of the halo. So I don't have a whole halo. No problem. I'm going to right click and duplicate this shape. And then I'm going to scale it down a little bit and put it inside and make a halo. Just like that. Let me make it a little bit bigger so I can see what I'm doing. Okay. And then I can just reshape the sides, get it so it looks right. Ta-da! There's my halo. How about that? That's a little off. Okay. Solved. I love it. I'm going to right click, highlight them both, right click and group. Okay, so there's my halo. That was the editing that I needed to do on this. Now what you can do when you're here is you can click on each piece and it will tell you down here on the side how large of a piece of fabric you need. I like to add 1 inch to each one of these numbers. And that tells you how big a piece of fabric to cut in order to get that done. I'm not going to cut these just yet. We might have some graphic issues when it downloads. And so I don't want to cut this just yet. I'm going to save this, overwrite this project because I made a change to it with my halo. So I'm just going to click this inbox with an arrow right here. And it says overwrite this project, parentheses S, which means save. So now my angel has her whole halo as required. Okay. Now I want to download it. And I can download the scan and cut my pieces, but I don't want to do that just yet. Or I can download to PC, same. You can click this button if you have a Mac, and we will download that. And we have a download FCM, angel.fcm, and I'm going to close. Now I am ready to open In-Brilliance. Okay. I got a whole lot of stuff going on with In-Brilliance right here because I had the letters going. All right. Is there coffee in the kitchen? Y'all give me a thumbs up. This is hard. This is hard. It's early in the morning. Ah. Candace, you've been wanting to see how it's done? Good, good. Well, we're going to do it tomorrow too, because I got to get these things digitized, right? So the reason I did not download the cut file, and I'm going to start doing my snap-applique method this way from now on, just a little bit different. Betty Boop's been doing this a long time. Sounds good, but will you remember? Bernadette, that's the beauty of videos. You can pull up the video and you can watch a little bit and stop it and then go and do. And then watch, stop, do. Watch, stop, do, right? Okay. So when you download graphics and you pull them into an embroidery program, sometimes those graphics shift a little bit. And when they shift, they break. The lines get broken as things turn. And if they break, you need to repair them, all right? If you repair them, sometimes the shape will change just a hair. And that can cause an issue with the stitching around the outside of the piece if you've already cut it. So from now on, I'm going to change my method to cut. I'm going to create SVG cut files in In-Brilliance and then cut the fabric. So that's going to, you can do it the old way, as you guys have seen and been doing, but I'm going to do it just a little bit different. All right, so let's get into In-Brilliance, shall we? All righty. Here we are. I want to get into Stitch Artist. So first thing I want to do is to change my hoop size so I can make sure everything fits. I'm going to come up to the preferences folder. And y'all, if you're just starting this, go into jumps and overlaps in your preferences. You want to make sure remove overlaps when saving stitch files. That's going to get rid of hidden stitches. And treat failed labeled applique position as, treat objects labeled applique position as filled. Make sure both of those check boxes are there and click OK. Oh, wait a minute. Let me get back into environment. I'm going to go to hoops and I want to choose the 9x14. There it is right there. You can click through these. This is where you tell In-Brilliance which embroidery machine you have. You tell it your favorite hoop to look for. Okay. So I want to get down to the 9x14. I'm going to tell it okay. All right. So that changed my hoop size. All righty. I'm going to jump into Stitch Artist. This looks like half of a sundial. Watch over here. This is going to change. This whole ribbon right here will change when I click on my Stitch Artist button. Okay. I want to bring in the vector graphic. So I'm going to click on vector. And there is my angel.fcm. You cannot see that. I'm sorry. But there it is. Okay. I'm going to roll my wheel and bring everything. Bring everything a little bit farther in. Let me move all of this stuff. Hold on a second here. I want to grab a hold and move this. I'm trying to move it just because it's going to be easier to move things around. Okay. So this is to scale, okay? The JPEG that we're going to bring in to line everything up is not to scale. I wonder, let me go back to my StreamYard. I'm wondering if I can give you guys a little bit bigger picture if I do this. There we go. Look at that. How about that? All right. I am going to use my papers here. They have numbers on them that tell me what's what. Okay. What goes down first? This is a stitch order. So I'm going to move them around. Over here, I'm going to move them around. All right. So let's see here. Which one? Left wing is first. That's this one. So I'm going to click it in the objects panel. Over here, we have objects panel and we have properties for that object. I want to see something. I think my cursor is really small. I was wondering, hold on, bear with me a moment here, you guys. No, I can't do it. I was going to try to make my cursor bigger, and I can't do that right now. All right. Cheap lesson. I know, Janet, right? Cheap lesson. Love it. Okay. So what you do is you click on the object, and for the first one, you can go right click, move first. And that moved it all the way up to the top. Now the next wing, number 2, is number 2. You can grab it on the picture, or you can use move first and swap them around. But if you can grab it on the picture and bring it all the way up and hover it over the one you want it to be after. So there is your first wing. There's piece number 1, piece number 2, and they highlight over here. You can see, okay? And what now? Piece number 3 is her back hair, back left. So that is going to be this one. Grab it, put it in the right stitch order. This is number 4. Okay. Put that there. Okay. Number 5 is her dress. See what I'm doing here? I'm just putting these into the right stitch order. 6 is the collar. And then what is 7 is her face. And 8 is her hair. Hover it over the one you want it to be after. 9 is the headband. And 10 is the halo, and we're good. So I'm going to save this now. I'm going to come up to File, and a menu will pop up. You won't be able to see. I am sorry. And I'm going to save as Stitch and Working, and I'm going to call it angel.pes for my embroidery file format. Now, if you look, you can see up here on the tab, it says Angel. So that tells me I've saved it. See how there's a little star, an asterisk after a title on the tab? That means that changes have occurred that have not yet been saved. Once it's saved, you won't see that asterisk. Okay, so as soon as I make a change, it's going to get a little star up there. Now that I have all of this in order, all right, you can tell we're still working with the graphic. Even though I saved it as an embroidery file, it's not an embroidery file yet. So it says .fcm up here. So we're still working with the graphic. All right, let's start putting everything in place. Okay. Let's see there. I'm just checking out y'all's little comments. How do you set it up so you can put fusible stabilizer on back so you can flip the fabrics? There's no strings. Is it possible? Yes, Sue, it is possible. I iron heat and bond light to the back of my fabrics. That's what I use to iron it down. So now I need to bring in the graphic. Okay. So I'm going to come over here to image up here in the top left. And it automatically, I got a pop-up to bring in the image. It is on my USB. I brought it in. I can see it right down here in the bottom of the objects panel, but I can't see it on my screen. I can see where it's supposed to be. So up here in the top, there is a little button, and it looks like a tree with a sun behind it. And if I click that, there's my image. Again, this is really, really important. The image is not to scale. The shapes are to scale. Don't change the shapes. All right. Don't change the size of the shapes. Oh, I want to show you guys something really cool. Let's look at her headband right up here. See how on the curves, let me grab it. Let me grab that headband. See all the little nodes? They look like little circles and squares. Those are nodes. All right. I want you to notice, let me click off of it. See how as it makes the curve, it's using straight lines to make the curve. There's a broken graphic right there. That's a broken graphic. And that will cause a problem if you're trying to remove hidden stitches. Now, you won't be on this one because it sits right on top of the hair. It's no problem. But to fix all of that in an instant, I'm going to Control A to select all. So it selects all of the pieces here. It selects every bit of them. And I'm still in Stitch Artist. I'm going to come up to Create, Outline, and Reconstruct Outline. You cannot see that, and I'm sorry. I wish I could show you that whole thing. It makes me so mad. Okay, so what it has done is it has taken those graphics and put them together just a little bit so that now you should be able to remove hidden stitches. Okay, so what I want to do now is I need to get my placement to be the same size that it needs to be. So let me grab it. I'm going to grab a hold of it. I'm going to bring it over here, and I'm going to use the halo, I think. I'm going to scale it up. Let's get real close. That's just a little too big. See how I'm doing this? That's close enough for me. That's really close. It's just to give you an idea of the outline to make sure that everything goes in the right spot. All right, so I'm going to put this back in the center of the hoop. Make sure it's going to fit there. Now I'm going to just start moving my pieces so that they go in the right spot. Okay. I'm going to grab my halo and put it where it needs to go. It can be easier to make sure the last one's highlighted. Hold down the Shift key, highlight them all. And I'm going to change the color from black. I'm going to type in red. Red again. Let's get a bright color. And now it might be easier to see the lines. They have a little green box on them. I'm just going to put this where it needs to go. Just like that. Don't worry that it's not exact. If you highlight it in the Objects panel, it's easier to get a hold of. I need to roll this in so I can get a hold of it. Okay, I need to put this down. Make sure that we'll do the fine tuning in a little bit. All right, let me get her little dress. Whoop. What's next? This hair, where is that? All right, that goes, it goes right here. Is that right? Yeah. I just need to rotate it. All right, there's the little back hair. These are in the wrong order, and not that it matters on this particular one. All right, let me grab the next one. I guess this one should be 3. If you click anywhere on the picture, it's going to choose the picture. So be careful of that. And then you'll be rotating your picture every which way. Trying to get my hand to move it. Okay, that's good enough. And now here, her little dress. The collar. I'm going to rotate it. Bring it down. Her face. You're confused, going too fast for you. Billy Lou, I know, I'm sorry. You have got to watch that ghost video. I'm just running through this because we only have an hour. So what I'm doing is I'm putting the pieces where they need to go to create the embroidery design. This is what I'm doing now. It's no different than you placing the pieces on the on the ironing board. Where's her little face? You know, when you take it to the ironing board or the your applique sheet and you put the pieces where they need to go, that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm just doing it digitally. And everything is done here. Okay. Now I need to fine tune this. So I have all the pieces in the right order. I'm going to change it all back to black. All right, everything's back to black. That looks pretty good. I like it. So I want to make sure I'm not, can the JPEG be lightened in color, more transparent? Probably, I don't know. So I'm going to turn the JPEG off now. Look at that. Now what I want to do is I want to make sure that everything is even, okay? So I'm going to click this wing. See how they're not even down here at the bottom? This is exactly what you would be doing. Uh-oh, I moved the edge. Control Z, undo. This is exactly what you would be doing on your applique placement sheet, is you would be making sure that everything is even and lined up. Just think of it as an applique placement sheet. You know, you've got those applique sheets, or you can do, just do it at the ironing board on the background fabric. It's the exact same thing. Okay, I want to make sure that the headband sits right on the hair, right where I want it. So what we did is we went through and put everything in the right placement order according to the designer. Okay. These little hair pieces here have me confused. You know what I want to do? This is bothering me. I'm going to grab it and hover it so that they're in the right stitch order. So there's this hair. I think that this is fine. And here's this hair. I'm going to curve it just a little bit. I'm making sure the edges, you can think of these as pieces of fabric. All right, I'm going to make sure that these wings are lined up at the bottom. I'm going to hold down the control key to select both of them. I'm going to jump out of Artist, and I'm going to go to my Align and Distribute button right up here. And I want to hit the bottom, make sure they're the same, along with the dress. I think this is going to work. All right, I'm back into Stitch Artist. Control A to select all, and I want to turn this into applique. So right here we have on this lower ribbon, it says stitch, and I'm going to click the backwards E stitch. Watch what happens. All right, we've got some muddying that's going on up here. This looks kind of muddied. That means those pieces are not far enough apart. Let's see, I'm going to click applique on just the face, and I'm going to move it up so that the edges of the stitches don't extend below down the face. Down. Is that right? Yep. All right, let's remove some hidden stitches and see what we got. So I'm going to get out of here, and I'm going to click on the Remove Hidden Stitches button just to let me see. Oh, I like it. I think that looks pretty good. Let's do the stitch simulator and see what we have. Okay. There's our placement line for the wing and the final blanket. All right. There are going to be, so here's what happened. When I move the face up, now I can see the stitches down here. I want the face to cover the stitches right there. So I need to move the face back down. And I'm going to use my arrow keys to bump it down just a little bit. Okay. And then I'm going to move my hair down just a little bit. Very good. Make sure my headband needs to come down just a little bit so that the edges fit right on the sides of the hair. Okay. Now let's take a look at it. See, we can see those hidden stitches are removed now. That looks good. I like it. Do you guys see what I'm doing? That halo's pretty small. I want to change the stitches on the halo. So I'm going to click on the halo. I'm going to get back into Stitch Artist. And see now I can change the stitches. So if you want to change your stitches, you come down here to select the object that you want to mess with. Come to the properties box. You can change it to a satin stitch if you want it. You can do that. Okay. So I'm going to change it back to blanket. My stitch width is 3. I want it to be 2.0. Make it a lot smaller. All of these, I'm going to highlight them all. I want them to be 2.0. And I think I want all of this to be 2.0 as well, a little bit closer together. That looks really good. So I'm going to bring my image back in and I need to draw her face. This is going to look amazing. Okay. Patty Hamill, thank you so much. You're explaining things very, very well. I cannot see, I'm not slowing down for questions, you guys. We have some very smart people in the chat that are helping. I appreciate that very, very much. All righty. Yeah, y'all give me a thumbs up. I appreciate it. Helps the channel a whole lot. So I need to draw her face. I'm going to create a new design. So I'm going to come up to the create menu. It's going to give menus that you can't see. I'm going to do create design and begin new design. And what that does is it gave me a new over here in the objects panel, number 2 now. All right. And I'm going to tell it that I want to do in the drawing section. I'm still in Stitch Artist. In the drawing section, I'm going to click the circle. Let me make this much bigger. I'm going to hold down my shift key so I get a perfect circle. And I'm going to draw her little eye. And I want that to be a fill. So I'm going to come up here to the stitch. I'm going to tell, again, this is the object. I've created a little circle. It says line. I want to make it stitches now. So in the properties, watch what happens. Up here in the top in the stitch, I'm going to create a fill. Right? So I turn that into a fill. All right. So here are my fill properties. I can change those if I want. I'm not going to. In the color, I want to change the color so it doesn't get stitched at the same time as anything else. So I'm just going to type in blue and I'm going to make it sky blue. So now it is a fill stitch. See, it went over here in the objects panel. It went from line to fill. I want an identical eye as the first one. So I'm just going to right click, copy, and right click and paste. It pastes right on top. I'm going to use my arrow key and come right over and make the second one. There are my eyes. Maybe it's a little over. Let's see. Move it over just a little bit. There we go. Okay. I need to make another circle. And I don't want a perfect circle this time. I'm going to draw a little oval. I'm not holding down the shift key. All right. I want that to be a fill. It is a fill. Look what it did. It jumped up here into number 1. Now, why did it do that? And I want this. Yeah. So software does strange things. You got to pay attention to what it's doing. If it is going to stitch right there, I want it to stitch after the face. So I'm going to grab a hold of it and drag it down and hover it over the face. See, now it'll stitch the face and then the fill for her nose. Now I want to do a mouth. So let's do, I'm going to go create, design, and begin new design. See what it does is it tries to do all kinds of things. If you want, you can grab the fill and you can drag it onto design 3 and it'll put it there. All right. And create design and begin new design. And here's design 4. I want this to be her mouth. I'm going to grab the Bezier tool, which is up here in the draw section, draw with Bezier. And I'm just going to click this corner of the mouth and this corner of the mouth. And I'm going to hit enter. Okay. And now my tool changes. Where's my little black arrow with a squiggly? There it is. When you get the black arrow with a squiggly, you can grab it and drag it down. And there's your smile. Okay. All righty. I want to come back up here to the nose. I'm going to put the design in with the nose. Let's do some more circles. I'm going to do another circle. Hold down the shift key to get a perfect circle. I'm going to make her little button. I want that to be a fill. I'm going to move it over just a tiny bit. And okay, right click, copy, right click, paste it, paste it on top. Use my arrow keys and bring it straight down. And now I need to do the line for her halo. All right, this one is not straight. I just did a save. Okay, so to make the halo line, I'm going to come up here to the drawing section and I have a draw with points. It's going to make a straight line. Okay, I'm going to hold down the shift key. I'm going to click underneath the edge of the halo. And underneath the edge of this halo, the inner halo, and I'm just going to hit enter. And that made one. And I want this to be a run stitch. Oh, you know what? I need to do something. I need to make this its own. Let me go create design, begin new design. I'm going to grab it and drag it down here. I'll change the color of that too. All right, so now this is the first line in the halo. I want it to be a run stitch, so I'm going to click on the run button. You have to create the line first and then tell it what you want it to be. And in the type, I want it to be a double run. And length, I'm going to change it to 2.0. All right, so it's going to remember that, and it's going to do the same thing to the next one. So I'm going to draw the line, start inside the halo, end inside the hair. Hold down my shift key so it's straight, and hit enter, and make it a run stitch. Let's see what we've got. Let's remove the picture. Okay. There she is. She's done. Let me give her a little red mouth so the machine doesn't stitch it when I don't want it to. Where's that? Where's a good red? Right there. Oh, I need to tell this. Yeah, it's a run. This is design. I need that to be a run stitch. Hush, Fredo. Okay. Fredo. I know somebody's out there. All right, you guys. So that's it. All right. So we have our digitized angel, and I want to save it again. I'm going to just file, save as stitch and working, and I'm going to make it my angel .pes. And it should turn out good now. So I'm going to open a new page. And I want to open, and let me go to my downloads where I put it, and angel.pes, and open. And there she is. Okay. You're welcome, Dee Dee. So I'm going to play with this a little bit more, angle so you can fiddle with this till you drop over dead, you guys. But this is how you create an embroidery design. And basically this is ready to go over to the embroidery machine now. Okay. So I'm going to stop sharing this. All right. Ooh. Okay. There you go, Connie. Yeah. Going to revisit the ghost to start at the very beginning. You guys, the ghost is an 1.5 hour long video that just takes you baby step through baby step how to do this process. This process is called Snapplique. It is not specific to any particular embroidery software. All high-end embroidery software does this. It works with Floriani and Bernina and PEP and PE Design. I just use In-Brilliance because it is easier to use In-Brilliance to do this than those other software pieces. Those of you that have Floriani, check out their channel. They have got a few videos to kind of tell you how to do it. Also, if you're a member of our Facebook group, there are in our files section, I think there's written instructions step by step to tell you how to do this. So I don't want to keep everybody, but that's what I go through so that process I just did right there, it was slow for me because I was talking through it, but I can digitize this angel, honestly, in about 10 minutes. So once I get that digitized, then I take the placement lines and create the SVG cut files, cut out the fabric, put it on the embroidery machine and let the embroidery machine do all of the work for me. And that's what I'm going to do this afternoon and then show you the finished project in the morning. So it is fast, Bernadette. Once you get the hang of this so I was going really slow, like I said, to kind of walk you through the process. Shouldn't the halo line go before the halo? Thank you, Debbie. Good point. Yes. So I would want to move the halo grouping line and put it up above the halo. You're absolutely right, because it needs to stitch before. This is why I love you guys. So, you guys, it seems intimidating at first. I understand that. If you ever played with PowerPoint in your office, if you ever worked in an office and you had to make PowerPoints, it behaves very much the same. That's one of the reasons I love In-Brilliance, is because it has a whole Microsoft Office feel to it for the most part. And yeah, I got you. Yeah, I'm going to move it. I'll move that halo line. So it's just one of the things that it takes practice. But then once you get that, and you will never look at embroidery files the same. Oh, Sandra, thank you for your super sticker. That's very thoughtful. Thank you, love. So once I cut these pieces, I will iron heat and bond light to the back of the fabrics, and then I will cut them on the Scan and Cut. And I have lots of videos showing how to do that. And cut files. Yes. Oh, you want to see how to make the cut files? I was going to go. Sandra, you're so funny. Okay. You want to see how to do that? All right. I'll show you how to do that. All right. Let me get back into In-Brilliance. I'll show you quickly for those of you that have to go. Now look up here at the top. See how it does not say at FCM anymore? We are in the embroidery file. All right. And it's really hard to see. You cannot fix this, but there are images right here. And it's hard to see. So what you can do is you can click on it and see what it is. And then you can click on it again real quick. And I can put right wing placement and rename that. Okay. And then I can click on this and quickly right wing final. That's the final stitch for the right wing. If I wanted to move any of these pieces, you've got to move. So I'll click on it quickly again. Watch this. Left, wing placement and left wing final. If I click, you've got to click them both to move them. And I'm going to use my arrow key and move it just one jot. And what that does is it gave me a little bit more space right here so that it's not kind of muddied. If you're going to move them in the final embroidery design, you need to move the placement and the final stitch together. Don't forget. You'll do that and go, ooh. All right. So what if I want to minimize my trips to the ironing board? I can take my left wing placement, grab it on the picture, not on the words, and hover it up over the one I want it to be after. So now it's going to stitch right wing placement, left wing placement. Since my embroidery machine moves from left to right, I'm going to change these. I'm not going to do that now. That'll make you guys crazy. So here, what is this? So this is left hair placement. I put PMT. Okay. Oh, is that right? Placement, placement. Okay, let's do that. That is right hair placement. Dress placement. Dress final. Collar placement. You can title it whatever you want. It doesn't matter. Okay. What do we got? Oh, this is hair placement. And whoop, what'd I touch? All right. I need to do this, grab this line for the halo and drag it up over. I'll put it up, it'll stitch before. So there's band final. There's my halo. There's my halo placement. Okay, that works. So I'm going to grab this and drag this down a little bit. All right, now what you can do, supposedly, I'm going to save this, you guys, since I've done all this work. Okay, so what you can do is you can click on the placement lines. Now that I know what's what, I'm going to hold down the control key and I'm going to click on all my placement lines. Placement, placement, placement. All right. If you click now in the properties box, supposedly this, I'm doing this to see if I can get them all to do it at once. If not, you can do them one at a time. What pops up is a thread dialog box, and it says applique, color applique. You cannot see this, and I'm sorry. Matter of fact, where's my phone? Wish I could take a picture of it. In the ghost video, it is pre-recorded, and you can see this. And I'm going to save them with a 0.4 millimeter. I'll do that. Actually, I don't need to do it with an inflate at all because I'm creating. We'll do 0.2. inflate. I'm going to save all. And this is going to be angel.svg. Okay. So unfortunately, Carol, you can't see that. But what I did was I highlighted all of the placement, and you click on the color chip. And when you click the color chip, you're going to have a box pop up, and it'll allow you to do your cut files. I want to see if that changed those. I'm interested to see if that changed them all. Why inflate if you're creating from the placement line quilt wench? You're absolutely right. Yeah, you don't have to. You do not have to at all. So, okay. Yeah, thank you, Debbie. You're absolutely right. Okay. The ghost video gives you all those steps. What I'm doing live right now, my streaming software does not allow me to show you pop-up boxes. And I've begged and begged for them to allow me to do that. But if you go to the ghost video on my channel, I do show you baby steps, and all the boxes pop up and you get to see them all. Okay. So, all right. You want to take a Snapplique class? I'm giving this class on the cruise in May, both cruises, May and June. I'm giving this Snapplique class, and we're going to make something very, very cool. I am working with Amy Bradley Designs, Amy Bradley herself. I got the drafts last night. These designs are unique to our cruise. You're going to get them before anybody else does. She'll probably release them on her site after our cruise, but these are just for us. And so I'm so blessed. How do you look up the cruise? Go to sewandsailcruise.com, and you can do that. We are going to, we're going to, let's see, the first one departs, I think it's the 24th of May, and gets back on the 1st of June. And then the next one is, the cruise line is Royal Caribbean. Let me pull that up and show you guys. Let me show you. And this is what I am also teaching, baby steps, at a lot of guilds hire me to come in and teach this. I'm happy to do that around the country. Okay, so here it is. Sew and Sail Cruise. This is our ship right here. I believe it's the Harmony. Oh, Wonder of the Seas. That's what we're on. And you get 3 cruises to choose from. So this is the first one right here. 24th of May through June 1st. There are a few seats left on that. Okay. And then the second one is June 1st through June 8th. And here it is right here. It says Snapplique with Power Tools with Thread. That's me. Okay. I'm teaching on both of these. I will be teaching Snapplique classes on both of these cruises, just so you are aware. All right. And I would love to see you on them. I'm not on that crafty cruise. That's a different, only on the Sew and Sail. Spectacular at C1 and the Sew and Sail 18. Okay. So that's where I'm going to be teaching. Oh, it's fun. We have a ball on those ships. It is the Harmony. Is it Betsy? Betsy's going. Yeah. So you will need to download that download version of Scan and Cut Brother Canvas. Okay. And the pieces are going to be pre-cut for you. So you do not need to bring your Scan and Cut, but you're going to want to bring your Yazzie bag with all your goodies in it. You do need to bring all your favorite notions and whatnot. Okay. Tracy's going. Renata, she says it's a blast. Yeah. So, yeah. Oh, Betsy's going too. Yeah. Oh gosh. So Dee Dee, you say you have to rewatch again and again. You can. But again, I want to encourage you to go to my ghost video. It is the first video for the Happy Halloween quilt from Amy Bradley, and it goes slow. It's an hour and a half and it goes really slow. But this changes the way you look at applique quilts. Okay. This is just a game changer. Becky's going too. Awesome. No dogs. Yeah, no, sorry. You guys don't get your Fredo fix for 2 weeks on that one. Sorry. You're having trouble with the hot cocoa. Okay, well, go slow. Go slow. Yeah. If you get stuck on these, you guys, I do not mind if you send me your .be file in an email. I am happy to take a look at it and see what might be your specific issue. I won't baby step you through the whole project, but if you're going along and you get absolutely stuck and you cannot figure out why, feel free to email me. Rita's going, yay. Are the 2 cruises the same? No, one of you on the, Laura wants to know, are the 2 cruises the same? So the first cruise has lots of different classes, lots of different classrooms, and you get to choose the classroom that you want to go in. So if you don't want to learn Snapplique, you don't have to take my class. Okay, you can take other classes. On the second cruise is just like all the other sew and sail cruises we've been on. You're a captive audience and you get taught what you get taught. Okay. Do I prefer cutting from the placement lines as opposed to the scan files? Betsy, I'm starting to do that only because I want them to fit better. You can tell when you do the reconstruct outline, there'll be a little bit of a shift on those graphics that were broken, and that will cause a little bit of non-perfection on the blanket stitch. So, all right. We'll email you where you're stuck. Good. Okay. You can take screenshots sailing. That's fine. That's fine. You can do that and send me your .be file. If I can figure it out, if I've got a minute, I will do that and help you. Okay. Okay. All righty. Well, this has been a lot of fun. We went a little over. Thank you very much for those of you that stayed with me. Are the fees applied at that time you take the class? Carrie, you've got to work all that out with Sew and Sail with Jamie. I have no idea. I'm not in on that end of it. But you cannot just take the cruise and not take the class. You can't get in the classroom if you don't pay for the class. So, okay. All right. I've got to run. It's time for breakfast and we've got stuff to do. I will talk to you soon. You guys have an amazing day. Get in your sewing room and go sew something. We'll talk to you soon. See you tomorrow. Bye.